everybody. trees, some bushes, and I put some land in there. Now, I wasn't a fan of the purple sky, took a risk, was not a fan. So I went back over with some blue, blended it out, and I like that there's still a hint of purple there. It looks real nice, very colorful. Now, there's one thing I forgot about, is to add highlights to my mountains. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. We're gonna mix up a shade with some crimson. Oh shit. Never mind, it's not a big deal. We're gonna use some crimson, raw umber, and raw sienna. Now mix that up, and then you're gonna get some white and slowly add some of that shade to tint it. So there's my white, there's the white. So let's go ahead and put that right there. Now we'll add my color of white. Now, on my trees you can see I put the highlight right there, so the sun is facing this way. So we're gonna have our highlights right, not quite light enough, but we can add some more white to that. Just add highlight where you, there's some. Add highlight where you feel necessary, wherever you like, really. We're gonna add some more white in a minute. Dab it in. I've decided we're gonna add some clouds, some big, beautiful, fluffy clouds, okay? So let's go ahead, go back to that white. Let's get some white going. And one thing I like to tell everyone is that thin paint sticks to thick paint. You can't start off with thin paint. You gotta start off with the thick old paint, and then slowly but surely add the thin paint and it will stick. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my paint thinner here, which is actually just coconut oil. It smells real nice. Gotta go ahead and beat the devil out of that guy. Just put them wherever you like. Just some nice, beautiful, fluffy clouds. You can sort of blend them into the sky and then add some more white as you go. Right over here, right on top. looking real nice. I love my little clouds. Little taps. That's what's going to get you to the perfect texture. Perfect fluffy clouds. Boy, oh boy, do I love some nice big clouds. I tell you. Now, I better get into the meaning of this painting and why I told you earlier that this is a special episode. So, we're going to go back in history a little bit today. Talk about the isms. This painting here, it represents one of my favorite isms, transcendentalism. Now, transcendentalists, they love nature. They really did. They love nature almost more than I love nature. And all I do for a living is paint nature photos. So, this painting here that I just finished, it represents transcendentalism because of their love for nature. Now, we're going to cut off for a second, and I'm going to go ahead and grab the other paintings I painted for you guys that represent the other isms. Okay.
Is neat because if you look closely, you can see that you can hold it any way, and it still doesn't make sense no matter what. Neat, right? Now, this painting, it represents modernism. The reason why is because they lived in a time of uncertainty. Nobody trusted anybody. The government was like, everybody was against it. Nobody was having a good time then. So, instead of painting real life, they decided to define the world in a different way through triangles and squiggles. Now let's keep going. We're going to go on to my Puritanism painting. This painting right here represents deism. Now I'm going to tell you what. The cross right here, it represents God, and then the clock is the world. Now, deists believe that God set the world in place. He created everything, but that he just set it like a clock and let it run its course. And that's why this one right here represents deism. There's not much to it. That's just about it for that one. Now let's go on to the next painting. Now, see here? This is what I call a Gothic style painting. It represents the Romantic era, and, you know, I really enjoy this painting. It was quite a nice thing to paint. I really liked it. Some little ravens here, some nice bright orange hair, some beautiful clouds, a moon, a barren tree. Because, you know, people forget, trees don't always have leaves, okay? There's more than one season in the year. Now, let's go a little deeper. Let's dive a little deeper. Now, the reason this represents a romantic painting is because it's kind of dark, got some edgier feel to it. The Romantists, they became very imaginative and decided to be gothic and stuff and whatever. So that's what these little ravens are for. They were very focused on the individual and their experience, and that's why there's only one lady right here. And that's about all I can say about this painting right here. Now let's move on to the next painting. Okay, now this is my Puritanism painting. As you can see, it's a simple scenery of some mountains, a nice blue sky, little cabin, some fields, a cross to represent Jesus Christ. Now, everybody during that time, all the Puritanism, they had a few core beliefs. Home, family, and God and Jesus. They worked hard for the simple life that they lived. Now, there were a few things that they didn't like, though. That was free will, no witches, no choice making, and that 666 right there, that stands for the devil. They did not like the devil. Now let's go on to the next painting. This right here is our last painting. Now this one, my son did for me. Every time he comes from town, I always ask him to do a nice little painting for me, and this is how it turned out. I just love his style. Have a nice little rose in the center, some black and white in the back. Now, this painting here represents modernism. Postmodernism. We already did modernism. I'm crazy. I'm just getting old. So, the reason this represents postmodernism is the black and white that you see here, that's sort of like blurry, represents modernism and the confusion of modernism. And then the rose right here in the center represents the clarity, and people are finally starting to see in color, and that's where postmodernism comes in, right here in that little rose. And that's about all there is to say about that. Have a nice day, y'all!
Just some little shapes, some fun little shapes. Now, Pipsqueak, what do you think of my abstract painting? Do you like it?